You're such like an old school dude. I don't even understand it, White Horse.
I'm like a 90s, 2000s basketball guy.
The
NBA has really lost
me. I couldn't agree with you more. My little guy who's 12, we watch like all the Celtics, Lakers, and all that stuff. And every time there's a foul or something that's not called, my little guy literally says he would be thrown out of the NBA for a month if that happened today.
Yeah, I know. It's so different, and it's a different game too. I don't know. It could just be childhood nostalgia, but I feel like late 90s, mid 90s, that was the golden time for the NBA.
Couldn't agree more.
You had every team. There were none of these super teams where you had everyone flocking to one city for no reason. Like, oh, let's go hang out in Miami and win a championship. No.
Yeah, Miami drafted. Well, that's because Miami didn't even have a team at that point.
Well, yeah.
Some of those 90s battles with the Knicks with Miami were legit. Wasn't that the Van Gundy series?
Yeah, where he grabbed onto
Knicks Miami,
like Alonzo Mourning's leg in the melee.
Yes, that's a classic. Imagine that happened in 2020. That'd be amazing. All right, guys.
Yeah, so Christy, what'd you make for dinner last night? Seriously.
Yeah, Maria Cattell was on. What happened to her?
I just want to say
I'm here.
I thought basketball in the late 70s to early 90s was the best. Big Larry Bird.
70s, so like Larry Bird's career, basically. Magic Johnson's career, more or less.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
What's up?
Last night I kind of took off. We had spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh,
with worms?
Good.
With worms?
No, not with worms. Am I still Matrixy? Should I go outside?
You're a little better than you usually are with the Matrixy situation, but I just added two updates today. The grid add-on in Google Meet, top notch. Everybody should get it. Also,
thanks for rubbing it in our faces that we have. We're streaming on the iPads. We can't do the.
Oh, you can't do that on the iPad, Joe. Right. You're not even in the meeting right now. You're just your icon.
I'm off camera because I'm walking in circles right now, so I can make sure the baby doesn't yell at me.
All right,
he's not happy with his giraffe right now.
I got to get this thing back on the rails here. This is outrageous. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is exactly, Joy. Do that again. That was great. Make some noise.
Woo woo!
I'm back on. See,
there you go. Good, James. What's up, buddy?
All right, a lap.
So, couple things. The grid feature on Google Meet is tremendous. And then, secondly, we got some exciting stuff related to some awards for Hauppauge High School that I'll talk about. But bottom line is, it is April 21st, 2020. We are continuing to push really hard here in a lot of different ways. I will say this: we have done a lot of behind-the-scenes work to just get a handle on where people are at, and stuff is hard out there, and we are aware of it. So our entire intention of doing these each morning is to connect with you all. Hopefully you feel some connection. We understand that there are people that tune into this thing pretty regularly. So what's up? And then we post them and hopefully there's some levity there. But we start with just kind of honoring each day the significance of what's happening. And no doubt this is a wild time for all of us. And 10 years from now, we'll be able to look back, I hope, and say, how we handled this with grace and with some compassion and with some fun simultaneously. But with that, 10 years from now, we'll be looking back on some significant losses as well. And so and then this probably is beginning the foundation from which we will have to fight over the next many years related to our health, related to the economic situation of the day. And so this is certainly a turning point moment for all of us. And we see that. And so whatever way we can be a supportive valve for people within Hauppauge, or even a little bit more broad than that, we're happy to help. So please keep connecting. All right, today is National Kindergarten Day. So it's April 21st. It is National Kindergarten Day. I have a 5-year-old who will go to kindergarten in the fall, I hope. And it feels like just rubbing it in a little bit, just calling it National Kindergarten Day. But if you are a kindergartner out there, or you have a kindergartner out there, give them a hug, celebrate them. give them a chance to get some recognition, because this is got to be a tough year to be a kindergartner for sure. And I was talking to a friend in Boston who, when she thinks about her kindergartner, she has a hard time with it because she had a tremendous teacher for her son, and now it's a virtual experience. And that teacher's really working hard to connect with them. But we recognize the virtual experience is not quite the same as being in a room every day with people that you can connect with. So we are seeing that. All right, so we got some fun guests here today. Some good basketball talk to get going. That'll always take me sideways. That's good. I got a gift that one of the people on this call actually gave me that I'm going to show in a little bit. But let's go ahead and say hello. I'll just cue you in alphabetic on the first name alphabetical. You just jump in when I call you out to say hello to everybody. Jamie Edson, go for it.
Good morning, everybody. Glad to be here. Hope everybody's still well and active. And my wife is a kindergarten teacher, so she's much obliged that you reference National Kindergarten Teacher Day.
Excellent, Jamie. I didn't know that. That's good stuff. J-Dubs.
Good morning, Hauppauge. Happy Tuesday. Just want to say I'm correct in the basketball argument, but we'll get back to that later.
I'm sure we will. Joy Ferrara.
Good morning, Hauppauge. It's great to be here with you today. The weather is holding off, so get outside, take a walk around your block, and just count your blessings.
Christy.
Good morning, Hauppauge High School. I just wanted to thank Mr. Edson for putting together that video. I think that was awesome, keeping up the Hauppauge spirit, and also add that I will have very little to contribute to the basketball conversation.
Lorraine Marino.
Hey, Hauppauge. I am very honored to be here this morning.
Glad you're here. Maria, what's up?
Good morning. I hope everybody's doing well, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon.
Love it. And we'll come back to you in a little bit. I want to hear it. We haven't heard from you in a little bit. People have been clamoring, so I'm glad to have you back today. We'll get to it. Marina. You're just writing good morning, Marina. This is the TV show. We need your physical involvement. All right, Steve Nelson.
Good morning, Hauppauge. Just wanted to say hello, and I'm very happy to be sharing the screen with Jamie Edson. I didn't reply to all this morning, so everything's good.
Good stuff. Excellent. And Steve, you're in my office, it looks like.
Yes, I'm in your office.
Have you just been camping out in there since I've been gone?
Nobody else is here, so I figured I might as well jump in,
That's awesome. Ginny Schoen.
Good morning, Hauppauge. I hope you have a terrific Tuesday, and I hope to see you soon.
Good stuff. We hope to see everybody soon too, and we hope to keep connecting this way if as it makes sense to do. So, I'm just giving you a warning. Next week, I think we're going to start the pledge at 9 a.m. a la normal times, but I got to get some structure in place, and I'm going to see if Rosanna Canicati can keep joining us. So we'll do that, but I don't want to just put everybody on the spot today to do it. So we'll start it. Want to just give Steve Nelson a shout out for a biography on John Starks. I think this adds to the 90s argument a little bit, though I love Starks, and this is going to be a controversial statement. I think his 3 for 18 game was the barrier between the Knicks and an NBA championship. So I think that's the right numbers. We can look that up to make sure the stats are right. White Horse, maybe you could do a quick Google search. You remember that game, Joe? You were like 3, but apparently that was your favorite time.
I think I was 4. And I would argue that the Knicks were the only hindrance to the Knicks winning a championship. They just functionally as an organization can't do it. Patrick Ewing could never get past Michael Jordan. College pros, wasn't John Starks' fault. John Starks was a good guy. Don't blame him.
I think it was Charles Smith's fault, actually. Missing layups. Anyway.
Well, yeah, that would help.
So let's actually, we're gonna start with that question. Favorite singular sports team ever. And what I mean by singular is you can't just say the Patriots or the Giants. You have to tell me a year. And if you don't get the exact year, that's okay. But you got to put in your head favorite sports year team. All right. So that's the question. Then we'll come to that in a little bit, because I'm sure some of you are going to have to research and figure that out. And so we'll start with a question, though, that's pretty simple. Are you a broccoli person or a carrot person? A broccoli person or a carrot person? Okay, Jamie, what would you say to the first question? Broccoli or carrot person?
Broccoli.
Right answer. Right answer. J Dubs.
So I would be a broccoli person. You know, roast that stuff with some oil. He's upset because he loves carrots.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Carrots for him, broccoli for me. So it's a good relationship because if we have both, I could have broccoli, he could have the carrots.
All right, 1-1 right now. I like it. We'll keep in score today. Joy.
Carrots.
Excellent. Christy.
Definitely broccoli.
2-2. 2-2. Score's tight. It's like a Knicks Bulls game in the 90s. Lorraine.
I hate to do this, but carrots raw, broccoli cooked.
Oh yeah, that's actually what my kids would say too. Steve Nelson.
Oh.
Maria, I'm gonna come back to you. Don't worry about it. Steve Nelson.
Definitely carrots.
Oh boy. Sue Morrissey, welcome to the chat. What do you got? Okay, there we are.
I'm here. I would say the same as Lorraine. Carrots not cooked. I skeeve cooked carrots and broccoli cooked.
Got it. Ginny.
I like them both, but I love broccoli. It's broccoli rabe, garlic and olive oil.
Got it. I actually think broccoli rabe and broccoli are different vegetables. Is that right? Who are the Italians on here that would be able to answer that question? Maria. Maria.
What'd you ask?
Is broccoli and broccoli rabe, are they two different things? Are they
Absolutely.
the same? Yeah. Yeah. Grown totally different, right?
I don't know how broccoli grows. I know how broccoli rabe grows, but totally different flavors, and I don't know.
Got it. So you're the all the cooking things. You are the deciding factor. So what is the right choice on vegetables? Broccoli or carrots?
Broccoli.
Broccoli. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you hear the definitiveness in the voice, guys? It's not even like a worthy question. Anyway, all right, we're gonna go. Have you ever met a celebrity? That's the next question on today's docket. Have you ever met a celebrity? Jamie Edson, go for it.
Actually, I have. I'm trying to think of the best one. When I was 12, I was on vacation, and all the WWF stars stayed in the same hotel with me.
Wow.
And I was actually, I don't know if this is my best, but I was in an elevator with Bret the Hitman Hart. Legend.
That is so classic.
Legend.
Rest his soul, right? He passed away.
No,
rest his soul. Legend.
No, Bret Hart's still alive.
Bret Hart.
Owen.
You guys are thinking of Owen. Brett is very alive and active.
I would like to envision Brett right now with his wraparound sunglasses on somewhere.
It's probably true. Whitehorse, what is happening to you today? James is really,
James is not happy.
When mom comes down, he's in a phase now where when mom comes around, he loves mommy so much. Mm-hmm. And if he knows she's around, he'll want her. So what happened was she came downstairs and he really wants to say hi to mommy. So now he is. Now he's fine.
Yeah. I think that's only like the 11th time you've thrown your wife under the bus here, but that's all right.
It's not thrown under the bus. It's a compliment to her for how much she loves or he loves her.
Yeah.
Not saying he doesn't love me, but at some point. But I don't know what I'm saying.
Have you ever met a celebrity?
It depends on your definition of celebrity, but since Jamie went to the wrestling ring, I have met a couple wrestlers. Mick Foley was my favorite one that I've met. I met him at the Tri-County Flea Market a couple of times. Yeah, he used to do signings there. I also met, for any baseball fans, I met Al Leiter one time. Hung out with him for a little bit in Cooperstown when we went for his Hall of Fame induction, the Hall of Fame induction for Ken Griffey and Mike Piazza a few years ago. So that was
great. That's good. We're gonna have to work on singular versus plural. Celebrity is a singular question, but that's all right. Yeah.
Well, I had to, like I said, it depended on your definition of celebrity. I was gonna go Al Leiter, but since Edson went with the wrestler, I had to throw in the wrestler.
Got it. All right, Joy, go for it. I'm curious on this one actually, because I bet she has a great answer. I don't even know. Go for it.
You're not even going to believe it. Hold on, everybody. So
Uh-oh.
not only did I meet a celebrity, I also sang with a celebrity.
No.
So in the 90s, I met Phil Collins at Hard Rock Live concert in Manhattan. And my friend who was teaching, we were both teaching Comac at the time. We sang Susudio with Phil Collins, the Hard Rock Live concert, and that's my claim to fame.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Christy, go for it.
So mine is kind of multi-layered because, as you know, on the admin team council, I always come on with our Yankees stuff to show my love for the Yankees. But my mom is a big-time Mets fan, and the company that she works with has box seats to the Mets. So we always take advantage of that and go get front row box seats. So one day we're at the Mets game, and I think Joey was about 8 at the time, and we're in the back room getting food, and this woman is taking a very long time to get her chips and salsa, and my 8-year-old is getting annoyed and asking her to please move along. And she turned around and she had all these Olympic medals around her neck. And it was Laurie Hernandez, who was the Olympic gymnast, which I used to do gymnastics, so this was like a big thing for me. And she threw out the ball and did some tumbling at the beginning of the game. So it was pretty cool.
Nice. That's a good one. That's a good little story there too. Lorraine.
I guess I'll stick with the sports team. I interviewed for a job back when I just got out of college, got on an elevator, went up, came back down with a very nice gentleman. Found out it was Tony Dorsett, who I think was on Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great segue,
Very
actually. Let's go to Steve Nelson.
All right. Back in 1987, I don't think, Cook, you were even born at that time.
I was 3. White Horse wasn't born yet, though.
Oh, okay. All right. I was just graduated from basic training, had come home on leave, was going to be stationed in Kunsan Air Base, Korea, in Long Island, MacArthur Airport. I was in my dress blues, and Billy Joel came over to me and took me to the bar. And basically, even though I was 18 years old, he proceeded to feed me with lots of alcohol. And when I told him that I was only 18 years old, he told me he didn't care. He was Billy Joel. And I still have his autograph on a napkin in my house.
Nice. Excellent. Sue Morrissey.
I have a couple different stories, but the whole 7 degrees, like when you are somehow connected 7 degrees. My mom worked with Billy Joel's mom. Nice. So they worked in the state tax. So, I mean, that's like a little connection. But I did go to see John Edwards, and he did call on me in the audience. And then I was on TV. I didn't meet him like to shake hands with him, but he interviewed us, and then they interviewed us in the back, and then we had to come back out again. And it was on TV. So people would stop me and say, "Weren't you on John Edwards?" So it was pretty cool. Yeah.
And that's John Edwards is psychic. Is that right? Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Ginny.
I've been lucky enough to meet a lot of celebrities in the past years, mostly musicians. It would be hard to say who my favorite would be, but my favorite story is I met Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac once, and as she was signing my autograph, she proceeded to tell me all about her lovely little poodle named Ginny.
That's pretty cool.
Kind of fun.
Yeah. My story, I went to New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina, did some work around some houses and stuff, and went to a restaurant, and Lawrence Fishburne was just sitting at the bar. So went next to him, sat next to him, gave like a little nod. That was it, and then ended up walking out. So that's my story. That's my favorite celebrity story. I tried to play it super cool. It worked a little bit, though we didn't actually interact that time. So hope he appreciates that. Fishburne, if you're watching this, what's up? All right. So Maria Cattell, I'm just curious. What's your answer to this question?
I don't know. Does a DJ count?
If in your heart the DJ is famous,
like a radio DJ, absolutely.
Yeah.
For people who are closer to my age, do you remember Joe Cousy? Okay. I was big.
I remember him, Maria.
Do you? Okay. Yeah, I recently, well, last summer I was at a concert and Joe Corsi was there. He was doing the concert. It was Disco Unlimited, Eisenhower Park, and I actually met him. Growing up, I was a big fan of his. Like I would listen to the radio all the time and listen to him.
Very cool. Very good. All right. So in a second, we're gonna pivot to great sports teams or sports team of your most quintessential sports team. And before we do that, though, I wanted to make a quick plug. So Newsday just wrote an article this morning, I think, on top ranked high schools on Long Island. And then so we'll have some exciting news, I think, to share tomorrow related to that, and some really impressive stuff for Hauppauge High School. So, you guys have been doing incredible work for multiple years. We've been doing really putting forth excellent effort. And I think it's going to be revealed a little bit in the next 24 hours or so, just what that means from outside recognition. So putting this in here, pretty far into this session as like just a little bit of a hint about what might be announcing later today or tomorrow. All right. So now the next question. Quintessential sports team of your life, year, season, etc. Jamie Edson, go for
it. No doubt about it. Before I forget, if we were going White Horse multiple celebrities, I totally forgot that I hung out with Bobby Flay for
Bobby
the whole
Flay.
night. Yeah, if he's a
How do you
celebrity,
forget that?
Well, I grew up at Saratoga at the racetrack, so there's a lot of people that go there. If you gave me like another 10 minutes to come up with and remember, but Bobby Flay for a night, that was actually pretty fun. If he's a celebrity, I don't know.
I love thinking of you growing up at the racetrack. Like you were just like the little kid on the side. When people would come in, they'd pet your head and be like, "Hey, Jamie." Is that kind of what? Am I?
I loved it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. My number one sports team, hands down, '86 Celtics. Had a poster right behind my bed growing up. Just the quintessential, unarguably to me, the greatest collection of talent and sports team ever. They Bill Walton that year after losing to the Lakers the year before in the finals, and my favorite team. Will never not watch it on NBA TV when it's on.
Excellent. JW.
So Jamie, you'll find out that mostly any question I'm asked, I'm going to take it my own way. So that's kind of how it works. So I have my answer and what could have been answer. My what could have been answer would be the 2010-2011 New York Jets if they finished the job and didn't choke against the Steelers and make it to the Super Bowl. So they were close.
That's such a Jets fan answer. You actually really in your heart believe they had a chance.
They did, and if you watch the game, they were coming back. But
was that the butt fumble game?
No, the butt fumble was the following, like 2 years later. This was the year they went 11-5. They really had a bad game. This is the year they beat Peyton Manning and Tom Brady in the playoffs, which no quarterback has ever done besides Mark Sanchez, by the way. Just putting that out there. However, the correct answer that actually finished would be the 98 Yankees. Yes. I was 10 at the time, and that was just such a good team. And it was right in the middle of that dynasty run where everything was clicking. And so I just have such vivid memories watching that playoff run and the years after as well.
All right, Joe, you did well. You stayed on script. That was pretty good.
I agree. Thank you. Well, sort of. Yeah.
Okay, so I have two.
Okay.
Since Joe goes for the two.
That's allowed. That's allowed.
So the first is actually the 1974 Philadelphia Flyers when they won the Stanley Cup that year. And the reason why is because I remember as a kid, my family, my mother included, were glued around the TV set watching the playoff games and the Flyers win the Stanley Cup. And, growing up on Long Beach Island, New Jersey, like we didn't have sports teams. So the Philadelphia teams were our sports teams. So that was like a big deal because, and then everybody at school was wearing Flyers gear, but my mother was very excited for that game. And the second is really the 2016 Broncos. And the reason is up until Peyton Manning retired that year, Broncos were the favorite football team in the Ferrara family home. And that would, he was the oldest quarterback, I believe, winning the Super Bowl and retired as a gentleman. So those are my two teams.
Very good. Very, very wide ranging. I like it. Christy.
So I never want to interrupt people because we're going in order, but I have to make a couple comments first. First of all, there's a good chance that our students aren't going to know any of the celebrities that any of us
Yeah, I was thinking about that, actually, yeah.
Second thing I want to mention is Joe W. every single time has to give two answers, his answer and then the correct answer. So I always think that's kind of comical.
Yeah. But he started with a Jets answer today. So like correct and Jets is just never in the same sentence. So
I was just going to get the Giants. I don't know what he's thinking. My favorite team is the 2000 Yankees winning the World Series. I just think that was just so much excitement wrapped around that game, and a particular fan of Derek Jeter.
Yep. All right. Lorraine.
Okay, so I was not born yet, lest anyone thinks so, but the 1969 Jets Super Bowl.
Okay. Name it, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Steve Nelson, go for it.
I can't do one season, but I can do four. Mr. W brought up a dynasty, and I'd have to go to the Islanders winning the Stanley Cup 4 years in a row. Even though they had great talent with Bossy and Trottier, I'm a big Clark Gillies, Gordy Lane fan. Kenny Morrow, they had a tremendous defense on that team. And, of course, you can't forget Billy Smith whacking people with that goalie stick for 4 years in a row. So that's my favorite.
Awesome.
Nelson, I love the answer. I wish I was around to see that. And I just see so many pictures in, like, my grandparents' house from those years because they were just such big Islander fans. I'm jealous you got to watch that.
Joe, back in the days, we didn't have 14 TVs in all our rooms and stuff like we do today. So it would be family. The family would gather around the TV. There would be 14, 15 people just around a 20-inch TV watching it. It was very exciting.
Yeah. Nobody has TV anymore. It's good. It's just iPad. Sue.
I was brought up a Mets fan. My dad used to take us. Oops, sorry, that's my husband's phone, and he stepped out. He took us to all the games, but then I married my husband, and he's a huge Yankee fan. So I'd have to say just Yankees. And I got to run because I have a 9:30 class. Have a good day, everybody. Sorry.
Got it. Ginny, go for it.
I'm always a New York Rangers fan, but obviously my favorite year would be 1994. Not only the year they won the Stanley Cup, but also the year my daughter was born during Game 7 of the Stanley Cup. She was almost going to be named Stephanie for Stefan Mattel.
Got it. You made a pivot.
In the middle of labor, my daughter, my husband, and the doctor are debating whether or not they're going to use my tickets to go to the game if I get this kid pushed out fast enough.
I would have went too.
Yeah. Maria.
Good times.
Maria, take us home on this answer.
Well, I grew up in a divided household between the Yankees and the Mets. I still live in a divided household. Half of us are Yankee fans, half of us are Mets fans. The same thing with the Islanders and Rangers. We're all split. So I'm actually going to go with the women's national soccer team. That when my kids were young, that was huge with Mia Hamm. They were big Mia Hamm fans. I think it inspired them because they played all through school. They played through college. We used to go see New York Power. It was like really big in their life.
That's awesome. 94, 98. I forget which. Anybody know the answer there? Is that 94 or 98?
I thought it was 91 and 99.
Anybody? No? Soccer people? Edson, you're a soccer person. No? I remember that set of games really well too. All right. So we're coming back full circle now to the NBA. And I haven't watched the Jordan special yet, but I'm going to their DVR. I think I'm going to try to watch all 10 back to back. Just tell my wife on a Saturday, like, this is it. I'm sorry. But the answer is the 93-94 Knicks. I was in fourth grade, and here's how the seasons ended up before that. 89, Knicks lose to the Bulls. 91, Knicks lose to the Bulls. 92, Knicks lose to the Bulls. 93, Knicks lose to the Bulls. 94, Jordan is playing baseball. This is our year. We make it to the finals. We have a chance. I think it was 3-2. We were up. I actually don't know that. And then the game. And John Starks is enormously important. I love the guy, but that's kind of what his legacy is. The game, 3 for 18. I didn't look it up again, but he's a good dude. He's doing a lot of good work right now. But that's my season of memory. And then they lost. Olajuwon got his championship. Anyway, all right, guys. Let's do a quick round of shout out to people. Call it a day after the shout outs. Keep it relatively quick. Jamie Edson, go for it. Shout out to somebody.
I'd like to thank everybody that did the walk, run, jog this week. Everybody got out. A lot of people exercise and stuff, and so I'd like to thank everybody for participating and to stay tuned because there'll be a couple more coming up in the future.
Good stuff. J-Dubs.
I tend to do shout outs to frontline workers, but I'll shout out Steve Nelson and the custodial crew at the high school, taking care of things and keeping the building ready and clean for whenever we are able to return, hopefully soon.
Yeah, I love that shout out. That's a good one, especially from the comfort of my office. Joy.
I want to give a big shout out to Kim Lasuka and all of the ladies in the cafeteria that have been coming in every day and making breakfast and lunches for families in need. So I want to give a big shout out. Kim, thank you so much. Love you, girl.
Christy.
I want to give a big shout out to all of our students in the community that are hand sewing masks for our frontline workers. I think it's great that they're taking a positive spin and doing something to volunteer for our frontline workers.
Excellent. Lorraine.
Shout out to all the family and friends that I have that I haven't seen in a while. I've been thinking about them lately.
Awesome. Good stuff. Maria. Maria. You remind me of the West Side Story. Isn't that song? Anyway, Steve Nelson, go for it.
I'm going to go with Kim also. Say thank you to all you guys that have been coming in during the mornings to help Kim prep, for all the people coming in for food, and then the people that are actually coming in after you guys to hand stuff out to all the people of Hauppauge. You'd be surprised how many people are struggling within the Hauppauge area.
And then Ginny.
Big shout out for the students who are trying to connect every day and keep up with their work while we learn this distance learning thing.
Good stuff. Maria, can you take us home?
I'm going to give a big shout out to my son. We realized on Sunday, like 3 weeks from now, he would be graduating college. And kind of with everything going by, he didn't even realize it because I said to him, I go, Nick, you know what? You're graduating college soon. He was like, what are you talking about? And then all of a sudden I was like, what's the date? And he was like April 19th. And I was like, you're graduating May 15th. And he was like, oh, yeah. So I'm kind of proud of him. He's doing his stuff, and I think that's great.
Awesome. Thank you, Maria. That's good stuff, and kudos to him. That's big deal. Really big deal. All right, everybody. Listen, have a wonderful day. And we'll record this, get this up there. Peace out, everybody. Good to see everybody.